What do you think? How does the real hacking seems to be like in Kali Linux? Well, the answer is it might be the toughest and the most easiest thing to do ever. And toughest in the sense that if you are a complete beginner, then it might even be the biggest nightmares for you just to install the Kali Linux itself. So hey guys, it's me Sunil, and today in this video I'm gonna be teaching you how you can easily install Kali Linux on your system. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the content. So guys, as you can see, we are already in the home screen of our computer, and starting off with the very first thing, I'm gonna be downloading the Kali Linux latest ISO file. And for downloading that, I'm gonna be heading towards the Kali Linux official download page, and I will download the Kali Linux ISO file based upon my computer. So here in my case, my computer does support 64-bit, so I'm gonna be downloading the ISO file that is of 64 bits. But if your computer does not support the 64-bit, then you can definitely go with the 32-bit version that is given in the Kali Linux official download page. I have already downloaded the Kali Linux official ISO file, so I'm gonna be skipping with this process for now. Let's move on towards downloading the Rufus so that we can make our pen drive bootable. For that, you simply need to search for Rufus and click on the first page that appears on the Google. I have already downloaded the Rufus, so I'm gonna be skipping with that process. But still, I will be showing you how you can easily download Rufus from its official download page. You need to press on the download button that is given on the official page of Rufus. So now let's quickly open the Rufus and make our pen drive bootable. For this process, we will require a pen drive with a minimum storage capacity of at least 8 GB. Then we need to select the ISO file from our downloaded folder. After selecting the ISO files, we will leave rest of the things untouched and click on Start. As you can see, I have left all other settings and configuration to be untouched, and it seems as it would be by default. If anything pops up at this time, then you simply need to press OK for each and every pop-ups. So this is the part where it takes a lot of time, so you need to be really patient and wait for a while. I have tried to skip most of the unnecessary parts so that I could save a lot of your valuable time. So for that case, if you come to encounter any kind of issues during the installation, then you can definitely tell me in the comment section down below. And there is one important thing to consider about, and that is to make sure whether the pen drive has been bootable or not. And for that, you need to check the status bar, and if it says ready, then you are ready to go. And now quickly shut down your computer and keep on pressing F12 until and unless it shows a menu like this one. Once you are on this kind of menu, you need to select the USB storage device where we have made our pen drive to be bootable. And once you are in the installation page like this one, you simply need to press on the graphical install. After doing that, rest of the things are really easy to do because it's all about selecting your country, preference, time zones and so on. And believe me, you too can do it easily on your own. And at this process, it will start detecting and mounting your installation media, which may be either the hard disk or the SSD. So simply wait for a while for this kind of process to complete, and we will get into the real deal after this process. Once we finish all these kind of processes, then we need to select the network hardware, and in this case we will be selecting the network hardware that doesn't have access to the internet. For that, we will be selecting the first hardware that accepts the Ethernet cable. So in this case, we should not connect the Ethernet cable with internet access to our computer. The main logic behind all this process is to skip the network configuration at the time of installation. So it may say the network configuration failed, simply don't get worried and press on continue. After that, select do not configure the network at this time. So now it's the time to select name and password for your computer, so you can select whatever you want. Here in my case, I will select the name and password for the computer as per my preference, and you too can do the same if you want to. But keep in mind that you shouldn't forget the username and the password, which is the most vital element to get access to your computer. Here in my case, I have selected the name of the computer as Kali, username as Sunil, and finally the password as root. However, you can change it at any time if you want, so you don't need to really get worried about it. After this process ends, you can select any time zones because we haven't configured the network yet, which we will be configuring later on after the installation. After this, it will start loading up all the additional components and setting up the partitioner. After this, you need to select use the entire disk and select the appropriate hard disk or the solid state drive that is present currently on your computer. So simply follow all the steps as I do in the video to avoid any kind of errors. However, if you get into any confusion, you can pause the video at any time and recheck the process again. After this process ends, you are almost done, and rest of the things it will be installed by itself, so you don't need to worry about doing any kind of further things. Usually this is the most time consuming process, so you need to give a lot of time for it to install the base system as well as the whole system on your computer. At this point, check mark all the options, leaving just the install tools by purpose and simply press on continue. Once you do that, it will continue installing the software on your computer. So just relax for a while and give it some time to install the software on your computer. I have tried to make the video as short and sweet as possible, so I'll be skipping some of these kind of installation processes. After this process ends, it will start installing the GRUB bootloader onto your hard disk or if you have a SSD on your computer. At this point, you need to select yes and press on continue to proceed with our furthermore process. Now we will be selecting the first option and press on continue. You need to make sure that you have selected the correct device, else you may not get the Kali Linux installed on your system. So guys, as you can see, our installation has already completed, so we will be simply pressing on continue and the device will restart automatically. At this point, simply select the first option and the computer will start loading up the Kali Linux onto your system. So here you need to type in the username and the password that we configured at the time of installation. Just make sure that you haven't forgotten that password so that you can get access to your computer. And there you go my friends, you have already installed Kali Linux onto your system and by yourself. So this was it for today and I'll catch you in my next video. It definitely takes a lot of time and effort to make such kind of quality contents for you, so a sub would be amazing. With that being said, I'm signing off for now. Thank you very much.